Culling healthy animals has got no moral value whatsoever.
You've been here for 3.5 months?
Yes, that's correct. Ostriches have always fascinated me, coming from South Africa, large farms with thousands of ostriches. And my interest was to introduce the farmers here, firstly of all, to the South African farmers, to create a group that they could actually communicate with one another as to how the South African farmers managed to get exemption from being culled with the same policies, the same World Organization for Animal Health. They have the same stamping out policy. They have, from what I've understood, in 2005, 8, and 11, they've had infection breakouts. And in those times, they did have to cull thousands of birds. But as of last year, there's no more culling of ostriches in South. They're an exempt species. Are not poultry. Yet the CFA here in Canada still treats them as poultry. And the situation is that you can kill every ostrich in the world. You will still be getting avian flu outbreaks with chickens. So it was nonsensical for this. So I came out here to sort of talk to the family and be here to stand up and protect the birds.
I think 3.5 months being here is very dedicated. You must really care about the birds.
Yeah, I take on certain passion projects. I've been involved with various things, standing up for where I think something is very wrong from a government overreach. And at this stage of my life, I certainly am prepared to, be there and take on those particular positions.
The mainstream media reported that the RCMP are monitoring this farm for to ensure no criminal behavior. What do you make of this?
Well, they came here 2 days ago on what they call a wellness check. But we know they've been monitoring, surveilling the farm. My concern is that when I say they, potentially Canada Security Establishment is looking for a way that they can actually remove this camp completely, remove the people from watching. The media coverage that will be there, social media type of coverage, if independent people are all video recording, watching, will be a real slight against the CFIA and this stamping out policy, killing healthy birds. And certainly birds which have not been tested. So there is no reason to believe that they are infected in any way. They most probably have had exposure to the same thing that did affect the other birds, but the actual tests and proof of what killed those birds is still not out.
I'm hearing that US authorities may put pressure. I'm hearing that Robert Kennedy is intervening. Is that true?
I saw an interview online where he was informed of the fact that there are these birds and there's a potential culling of them, and he has voiced his opinion that the birds should survive. There should be no culling of this particular farm anyway, of the ostriches. Whether there's any other political influence that could be made, I think there'd be strict limits on being able to transport these birds, because I think that would be an alternative, is take them across the border to the States, where they most probably would get that protection. Certainly the Canadian government and CFIA, who see themselves almost as above the law, would not be happy to see these birds leave this particular farm. Yet that is where the whole system for this system falls apart. They're happy to cull them and then ostensibly move them through the region to a municipal dump, but yet they're supposed to be contaminated, dangerous biohazard material. So you can't have it both ways. They either are not infected and they should be able to carry on their lives. And with the farm, this farm is not a meat farm, so they are effectively a living experimental farm. Or they're highly infectious, in which case they need to be eliminated. But in that case, there should be no reason and no arguments in why they can't test them, and why the farmer himself can't test them to show that they've infected. The farmer would gladly, voluntarily cull the birds if they were infected. You don't want to spread infection to anybody or any other animals.